Regular viewers of this channel will be aware that I'm quite into VR. I kind of like it a bit, so it will be unsurprising to you, doubly so considering the title of this video, that I've gone and bought myself one of these. This is the HTC Vive Pro. Hello, it has eyes. They stare into your soul. It's here. It just came out. I bought this damn thing and we'll immediately go on to how much that cost me. £800 for the headset alone. This is an expensive bit of kit, and this is going to be the biggest asterisk by the side of this as recommends today. This cost £800 comparatively. Let's get you over here, like that. The current Vive, which is over this side. God, these cables are going to annoy me. I could have taken them out, but I felt like the cables were important. I don't know why. I regret that decision. The current Vive is £500 with all the accessories. The lighthouses that detect you around your house and around your room, and the controllers all come with this thing for 500 quid. They've just lowered the price for it. That's a pretty fucking good price for this. That other one over there, £800 for just the headset and the new little link box. You don't get the lighthouses in the corner and you don't get the controllers. To get everything, that one over there costs you over £1,000. Expensive bit of kit. That's going to put quite a lot of people off. Also the fact that this is IRL is going to put a lot of people off. But don't worry, there will be footage and stuff later to do some comparisons and things. I've got some tests that I have planned and they're going to be fun. Possibly. Let's actually go through the original Vive. So the first problem I have with the original Vive is that it is, well, a bit front heavy. This thing here is quite a substantial weight, and all you've really got is this strap around the back. It does an okay job of holding it, but you can't really do super long sessions with your Vive. The headphone situation is, there's a 3.5mm jack, put in your headphones, and the cable. Now, anybody with a Vive probably hates this fucking thing. There's a big triple all attached, impossible to bend in one direction, so it's constantly getting under your feet. Quite a horror cable. It's not the best cable in the world. On a more personal note, if I go like this, and I'll be in frame because I'm not going to be able to see anything for a short while, my glasses, which are fucking massive, just fit in. And I get a lot of pressure there, but that is a just fits in like a real. They fit in, but only just. So that was always something. Some of the other headsets kind of don't fit. A quick rundown of what I think of the other headsets. I like the Oculus Rift. I think it's okay. I think the Vive is better because of the room scale stuff. I like the controls on the Oculus Rift a lot, and I think the Oculus Rift is a tad more comfortable. I don't like the PSVR at all. The headset's really nice on the PSVR, and it's surprisingly high quality, but I just think the Move controllers and the way they detect it is just dreadful. I get a lot of motion sickness. It's largely unplayable for me. The PSVR, but the headset is surprisingly good. But I feel like the Vive is the best of everything, even though it is the least comfortable. This Vive has been with me for a couple of years now, and I've spent a lot of time on it, and we've now replaced it. So, if we drag that over there, put that over there, and bring back the new guy. So, immediately you'll see some things with the new system. Number one, the cable is just a cable. It's just one little DisplayPort cable, or it goes into a DisplayPort thing. I think it's its own little magic thing, but it's got little hooks in it now, so it doesn't just ping out as has happened in a few of my videos, and then I had to make sound effects. You'll also see there's no longer a load of straps. There's only one that sits at the top of your head. Everything else is on this nice, big plastic holster thing. So this bit clicks up, you put your face in there, you slam it down, and then you give it the biz, and it tightens it nicely. So you get a nice, comfortable, snug fit wherever you are, and then you just tighten this thing. And for my head, I don't really need to change that. So this is on and off a lot easier. And take it off, you loosen it, and then whip it back up. So on and off. Well, on quicker. I always could take the other one off quicker. This one's a bit locked to your head. No light leak on this one at all. They've done such a better job here with all these little bits here. I see none of the real world. I could always see a little bit of the Vive, quite a lot with the PSVR. I've not seen any. I cannot make this in a way that actually, gets any light in, so that's really nice. They've done a really good job of those. You've now got headphones attached to the side. They're okay. I've got an issue with them. They crackle. If it gets a bit too loud, they have a bit of a crackle to them, which I think is a bit annoying. There's a microphone mute button on that side, and on this side, there's volume controls, so you can turn the volume up or down while you're playing your thing, so you don't have to keep going into the menu to change stuff, because Vive tends to... It needs to be its own thing when you plug it in your computer. A little complicated, but I mean, I already had one, so I just put this in, connected my controls to this one, and then everything was fine, so it was no bother at all. Oh, and on that, go back again to the personal note. Actually, let's lift that down to give it a bit of support. Glasses, loads of room. They fit in real nice. Loads of baggy, nice, tasty room. I was really surprised with that. That they've, on the inside, given you just so much more room for your face. It just feels like, and it's a lot, because when I put the Vive on it, it gets kind of hot. This thing heats up, it always heats up. You kind of, especially if you've got glasses, you get a bit of steam in action. I've seen less steam in action on this. There's more room for your face, although it is more sealed. But I've only had it steam up a little, not as much as the other one. I feel it's really good. The lenses are the same in here. You've got the same field of view, which I believe is 110 degrees. I'm not exactly the person you want to talk about field of view, because that's about how much my field of view is anyway with my glasses. So, like, I see the edge of my glasses before I see the edge of the thing. I'm very blind. I'm very blind. Some people say you can swap out the lenses for these. They don't go anywhere near what I need for the. I'm blind. Okay, let's just leave it at that. I'm blind. But the big increase is the screens behind those lenses, which are 78% increased resolution. That's the big selling point of this. And pretty much the only selling point of this. I mean, more comfort is a good thing. It's a much nicer thing. But when it comes to actually playing the games, that's the thing that's really changed. And a 78% increase in resolution? Well, let's see what that can do. Okay, our first test is going to be a reading test. We are in the room that Valve tested all of their VR stuff in, I believe. I mean, we're in virtual reality. Look, it's a controller. But this is one of the secret rooms in the lab, and I have on the old Vive, the original Vive headset, because that's what we're interested in, that text. Now, you might be able to read that text. I can't read any of that text from where I currently am. It's because, you know, I've got a low resolution headset strapped to my face. This probably is outputting in tasty 4K. So I'm going to get slightly closer. I'm going to see how close we have to be before I can read everything on there, and how close before it becomes actual proper text. Now I can see at the top that says Valve Demo Room, but it just looks like it's got no anti-aliasing on it, and it's all over the place. That's probably because it's got no anti-aliasing on it, and it's all over the place. Right, if I get up to here, I can gently read the first few words. I like to point out I'm pretty blind, but that means I've just done a lot of these tests for in my past. Few words, right, let's go right to that bit of the code there. Right, from here I can read pretty much all of that, but it's still fizzy and it's unclear. So when we're on there, let's go to that nibble there. Right, from here, that's pretty clear, but I have to be... a few little issues here. Here, that is how close I have to be to read that text and make it completely clear. So I have to be there. That's about the width of the thingy away. Yeah, from there it's not. I mean, it's legible, but it's, you know, you got to focus on it a little bit. Here, it's actually clear text. Maybe I'm just blind. Yeah, about there is when it becomes clear text. That's the score to beat. Okay, same test again, but with the Vive Pro, which feels just so much nicer to have on your head. It's just so much more comfortable. You don't have a massive wire pulling it down. One downside, though, I tried to lift it up to look under so I could see where I was in the room, which I always do my Vives to make sure I'm not smashing into anything while setting up. And I can't do that because it's strapped so firmly to your head with its new systems. Ha ha ha, brilliant. Right, I can immediately say that says Valve Demo Room along the top, straight away. But the text below it is still illegible. It's in that just about kind of seeing it sort of thing. Let's jump halfway between there and there. Right, here I can read that. Valve's early experiments, development, etc, etc, etc. So I can read that, but it's still got that whole anti-aliasing thing going on. If we get a little bit closer here, then that's pretty much there. Here it's perfect. So, hang on. Before we had to be about there, and now longer than my arm. Okay, well, slightly longer than my arm. So we gain, yeah, from about here I can read that, just about. It's comfortable to read here. Actually, a little bit further back than that. Give it a little bit more to say comfortable, a little bit more to say comfortable, a little bit more comfortable there, and then when we get up close to it, I mean, just fucking, yeah, it's perfect. I can't see any anti-aliasing or any shit like that on it at all. Okay, for the second test, we are heading to the TARDIS. I may have a double vision thing going on here. That's just simply because I have to record the raw input to the Vive. So we've got left lens and right lens. This is exactly what I'm seeing. In fact, if I go close, it's one of the times you actually see my grid, which normal footage that I record wouldn't be seen. So that's my area that I normally go in. It's a bit all over the place, really. But yes, so today the test we're doing here is detail. I'm going to get right up close to some detail, because this is a beautifully detailed thing. I've no idea who designed it, but they're fucking exceptional people. Hang on, let's take a step back so the grid doesn't appear. Delightful. Right, so as soon as I start to get close to some things... Now, a big problem with this Vive, this is the original Vive, by the way, I'll be doing them in this order, is that these things here cause bright lights to appear, like little basically like little god rays going into the center, because there's the curvature of the lens. And these very much are a bright light on a dark background shows off. There's quite a lot of ghosting, quite a lot you can see that you've got lenses on, which is slightly annoying. Moving on to some slightly darker buttons. I mean, I can see that they're all impressed. You know, not impressed. They really fucking love me. But you know, that I can see how 3D and everything they are. But if I get super close to stuff, it kind of... I start to see the screen door effect. I start to see lines running down where all the individual pixels are. Trying to get that close, it just starts to look a little bit hazy. It's quite hard to focus on if we get into the super close details on the original Vive. Alright, the Vive Pro is up. Let's wander down to the old console. Let's land here and have a look. Now, still, and I will say this, you still get the lines to the center. I wouldn't say they're as pronounced as on the other Vive, but they're still there. That's definitely a thing that's still there. That hasn't magically just gone away. But this level of... I can't see any screen door effect on these little knobs that are here. There is no screen door effect that I can see. Whoops, daisies. Hang on, I've got to take a step back, a little bit closer. There we go. I've got to work out how to do it. Yeah, when I get close to like a little switch like that, I'm looking at the little switch like that. I can't see the grid. This is when this is really showing off its quality. I can see that grid. I mean, that grid just turns up all the fucking time. I need to see the grid, otherwise I'm going to seem like a loon. But yeah, it's a much nicer... I mean, on a scene like this, the extra detail that this is giving me is just insanely better. Really, really impressive. Go closer. I can't get close to that bit now. Or can I go here? I'm being told off by the TARDIS. I'm sorry. I'll go to the next test. Okay, so the third and final test of this is going to be distance. We're going to check the distance in hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades because, as I've reloaded this, clicky click, this is, well, I've got a distance thing. I can go the distance, as Mulan once said. Let me just reload some gun. Whatever. Right, I'm going to check several things. We're going to put this all the way to the back and check how accurate I can be. But also, I want to see how far I have to go for these lines to vanish. Because at some point, these lines are just going to disappear. So I'm going to go 5 meters. Go to the distance. Okay, so at 5 meters, I can still see those lines. They are exceptionally thin. I can no longer see any of the numbers. I can see the numbers, but I can't see what the numbers are. Actually, oh no, I've gone to return to 0. Come back. Clear. 1. Go to distance. So I can still read all of those numbers. Can still read all those numbers at 1. Clear. Go 3. And I can't. They're gone. No, they're gone. They might even be gone at 2, actually. 2. Go to distance. No, I cannot. I can say maybe 8, 7. If they were next to each other, I could say what they were, possibly. I can't read any of those ones down there. So at 2 meters, I lose those numbers. All right, let's go 10 meters. Let's go 10 meters. 10. Go to distance. All right, see when the lines are gone. All right, the lines are gone. Completely gone. At 10 meters seems pretty right, actually. Let's go 9 meters. From standing right here, I won't move for the thing. Okay, 9 meters I can... they are so faint, but they're sort of just about there, maybe. And 10 meters, they are totally gone. Yeah, as soon as it's gone past that point, I just cannot see those lines anymore. Right, let's go 30 meters. And let's see how accurate I can be. So I can see a big black circle in a thing. I can see a line up here. And there. Boom. Boom. Trying to be as accurate as possible. Which is quite difficult when you're as crap as I am. So I can still see the middle of the circle. There we go, that's all the shots that I've got. So that was my rough spread of shots. Boom, 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 boom. Which gave me a score of 8 shots and 57 points at 30 meters. So that's the score to beat via the Vive Pro. Let's see how well it does. Okay, so it is time for... Oops, it is... Right, it is time for The Vive Pro in hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. Now, a few things to note first of all. One, I really should have done more than one round. I should have taken an average with the Vive headset. Oh well. The other thing... Let's get the results. The other thing is... well, quite simply, this game can't run on Ultra on the Vive Pro. My computer struggles with it. The 99 and 2 1080 Ti's struggle with this game on the Vive Pro. It is just... The screens are so big, running them is very intensive. You're going to need a hell of a big computer to run this thing. But let's check out our numbers. Let's go to 2 meters and see if I can still read those numbers. Yeah, absolutely fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice and easy on all of them. Okay, let's go to 3 meters. That's 23 meters. I'll probably struggle to read it there. At 3 meters... I mean, I can see probably about half of those. The 2 is very distinct. The 3 is a bit of a blob. 4 is very distinct, 5 is a bit of a blob, 6 is a bit of a blob, 7 and 8 are very distinct. Right, let's hit up 5 meters and see where the line starts to go. Yeah, as much as I can't read the numbers, that's still crystal clear. Let's hit up 10 every time. I'm going to do that every time. 10 meters, okie dokie. Yeah, okay, so at 10 meters I can still distinctly see the circles around the black. I can see circles in the black. I don't think I saw them last time. And I can actually see the lines of the numbers as well. I mean, they're faint, but they are still quite distinctly there. I've also just noticed I can see the pattern. I can see the screen door effect. That's the first time I've seen it with the Vive Pro. Yeah, just on that beige, when I focus on that range there, it's like a little static texture behind everything. Oh, I can focus on it. Oh, that's strange. I mean, you're definitely not picking that up. Well, I can't see it on the white, though. Or can I? Can't see the black. I need sort of a beigey colour. Oh, it's very small compared to the other one. That's nice. Right, let's see. 12? Oh, 12 meters. I can go the distance. Yeah, still see the lines. Quite nice and easy. Let's try 15. See at 15, I'm pretty much sure that they've gone. Actually, can just about see the little ones around the edge. I know which eye. That's the right eye version of it, and there's the left eye version of it. I can just see the little corners around the edge. So I can see there's like a slightly darker circle, and then the black circle in the middle, and then just about see the whites in that. But it's gone about 15 meters. Right, let's whack up to 30, and let's see how accurate I can be. Should have done this more times. Should have done this more times to get an average. But, oh well. Probably my highest score I've ever got. You're supposed to line, this is a quick question. You're supposed to line it up like that, aren't you? Hang on, I'll do it in that eye as well. With the line supposed to be at the top of the thing. I've never actually worked out how you're supposed to line those up. I mean, that makes sense that would be there, and then it would just be the thing underneath it, but whatever. Right, let's see if we do this thing. If that's wrong, it balls this up. So that's the line up there. Okay. So we've learned 3 things today. We've learned always take a fucking average, otherwise this is all a complete waste of time. We've learned that the Vive Pro is more beautiful at close range and at long range. It gives you more detail, it's more comfortable. It is a vast improvement. At £800, it's a very expensive vast improvement. If you're someone like me who can recoup those costs by making videos on it, fantastic. But maybe, I think this is a good sign that things are going the way they're going. For 500 quid, the original Vive is better value by far. If you happen to be Richard Branson watching this, fuck you for suing the NHS, but also you could buy one of these. But the third and most important thing that we've learned is that if you're crap at video games, this isn't going to help. Oh, I can see the bullet.